Hey gang, it's me, Dr. Steve, and when we think of all the crazy woke nonsense going on at our universities today, the last thing we think of happening there is this. It's being called the Asbury Revival. We're going to see what's going on here. We're going to find out that it's just the tip of the iceberg of an extraordinary religious awakening that's happening throughout all the world, an awakening that's changing the world order like never before. You are not going to want to miss this. Asbury University is a non-denominational private Christian college made up of 1,600 students nestled in the town of Wilmore, Kentucky. Each week, the campus community gathers together for their chapel service, but the service last week was unlike any other. On February 8th, during a call to confession at the end of the service, it's reported that at least 100 students came forward and fell to their knees before the altar. Since then, the chapel service has basically been going non-stop for days now. Students and professors have been gathering together to pray, sing, and read scripture. Even local church leaders are coming out to take part. As one student wrote in an article published in their campus-run newspaper, quote, "As a senior, I have never witnessed anything like this." It's being called the Asbury Revival, and local news media outlets are taking notice. It's happened here before. A comparable revival broke out in February of 1970, resulting in 144 hours of unbroken worship services. It happened again in the years 1992 and 2006, where a single hour-long chapel service turned into 4 days of continuous worship, prayer, and praise. Something similar has broken out now, with hundreds upon hundreds participating in their daily worship services. Now, while some may be skeptical in all of this, might I remind you what our college campuses are normally associated with, right? The woke radicalism that's infested our universities. I, for one, am very happy to see students confess their own faults rather than point the virtue-signaling finger at the faults of others. But that said, what's happening here at Asbury is not atypical. It's actually just the tip of the iceberg in religious revivals and growth happening all over the globe as we speak. For example, in sub-Saharan Africa, Christianity is actually growing faster than their population growth, suggesting massive conversions. Oh, and by the way, sub-Saharan population growth, it's currently the fastest growing in the world. The growth of the Pentecostal movement alone has been nothing short of staggering. In 1970, Pentecostals were only 5% of world Christianity. Today, they're 25%, and they're projected to reach over 1 billion by the end of the century. That'll match the current population of China. In fact, some studies show that the growth of Christianity is far outpacing Islam. By these estimates, by 2050, there'll be 3 Christians for every 2 Muslims worldwide. In Asia, Catholicism has seen a 90% increase in the last several decades, and the CSGC, the Center for the Study of Global Christianity, found that evangelicalism has grown significantly as well, from about 98 million evangelicals in the world in 1970 to nearly 500 million today. The Eastern Orthodox world has also seen a dramatic rise. When the Soviet Union fell in 1991, only about 30% of the Russian population identified as Russian Orthodox. Today, the number exceeds 70%. A study published in the Journal for the Scientific Study of Religion back in 2012 concluded that Russia was indeed going through a genuine Christian revival that was reshaping every sphere of Russian political and cultural life. In fact, politics and culture have been so impacted by renewed Christian sentiments that many leftists believe we're seeing nothing less than the rise of a Christian theocracy in our midst. Take a look at this headline. The plot against America. Inside the Christian right plan to remodel the nation, with the byline, the religious right's blueprint for theocratic state laws keeps creeping forward. Is the left ready to fight? Or this one. They really want a theocracy, the GOP candidates who want to make you bow to their Lord. So what's happening here? I mean, I thought the world was becoming more secular. That's certainly what the legacy media headlines are all gleefully saying, isn't it? Our nation is becoming less religious, not more. So what on earth is going on here? Well, that is what we're going to find out, and it's going to absolutely amaze you. And you know what else is going to amaze you? The new technology behind MyPillow 2.0. You have got to click on that link below and treat yourself and a loved one to a warm, soft, comfortable MyPillow product. Mike Lindell's just rolled out MyPillow 2.0, now with a new fabric temperature regulating technology that keeps you comfortable all throughout the night. Gang, it's absolutely wonderful. I love it. And you get the same amazing savings, as always, if you use promo code Turley. A classic MyPillow is normally $69.98. Use promo code Turley. That same MyPillow becomes $19.98, and that applies to over 200 products in their catalog. So don't wait. Click on that link below. Give the gift of comfort and warmth to yourself and your loved ones. Support one of America's most amazing Christian patriots and get the best savings ever. And you'll get blessed too. Click on that link below right now. One of the most fascinating field study I came across during my doctoral studies was called post-secular studies. Now, I have to admit, the term gave me a double take. Right? This was several years back, and the term shocked me. Post-secular. How can that be when it appears that everywhere we look, the world is becoming more secular, not post-secular? But there they were, scholar after scholar, arguing that we are in fact entering a post-secular age, meaning very simply that our world is actually currently going through a massive religious renewal. Now, there's no question the hangover society from the 20th century continues to manifest secular trends, but at one and the same time, a new world is rising, which rejects secularism and is re-embracing culture, custom, and tradition, most especially our religious traditions, as mechanisms of resistance against the anti-cultural processes of globalism and its secular elite. And so our world is exemplifying a clash between two fundamentally opposed civilizations, a dying secular globalist civilization and a rising post-secular religious civilization. And unfortunately, our legacy media focuses on only one, the secular. But by focusing on only one, they fail to see that that world is indeed dying. It's depleting, it's falling apart, as we see evidenced every day by the bumbling Biden administration. The religious world is rising. It's growing demographically, economically, politically, and it's redefining the world order like never before. And so what we're seeing at Asbury University is far from just revived religious affections. It's actually a microcosm of what's happening all over the globe as a thoroughly religious world order rises anew. As always, make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. You'll definitely want to check out my latest video on the truth behind the Ohio train derailment and the current media blackout. You're not going to want to miss it, so make sure to click on the link, and I'll see you over there. God bless.